Hellos, everyone. Meet Little Miss Ma'am. I have no idea. Do we name chickens? I don't know. Let me know on that. Anyway, I became a chicken mom overnight last night. It's quite crazy. These are a little bit older than I was initially expecting as well. As you can see, this one wants to try to fly off. Let me put her down and we'll get into it. All right, so I now have a mini farm in my basement, as you can tell. Yesterday was a crazy day, and that's one reason why this week's video is a day late. I woke up to an email from McMurray Hatchery. That's who I was ordering baby chicks from, that they were supposed to arrive in 2 weeks, that my order was now canceled because they actually have a problem with bird flu at the moment, unfortunately, which is really, really sad. I'm really sad that I could not get the heritage breeds that I was looking forward to getting. The crazy thing is, when I went to put in this pre-order 2 months ago, a lot of breeds I already couldn't get until fall of this year or early next spring already. So I was already kind of not getting every breed I wanted anyway. But unfortunately, I now am not getting any heritage breeds. I'm not getting any baby chicks in the mail. So I was going to be getting baby chicks in the mail that were roughly a day or two old. These guys are sitting roughly 2 or 3 weeks, I believe. They are definitely getting their wings. They are jumping. They're flying around. They're definitely a lot more excited to be in their new home today than they were yesterday, as you could probably tell at the beginning with that one. So I was originally going to be getting Cochranes and Polish, and these guys, I got 2 brown comets and then 4 Isa Browns. So we went to Tractor Supply yesterday because a lot of hatcheries online were, again, the same as McMurray when I looked 2 months ago, and there's no one local to me that I personally know of that does any type of hatching chicks out other than our Tractor Supply. So we went to a Tractor Supply because I really still wanted to do chicken keeping this year, guys. I didn't want to not get into it. I already had everything ready to go and waiting for the next 2 weeks minus the chicken coop. We are actually trying to figure out our plans for that and start building it here in the next week or two, which now that these guys are 1 older and 2 weeks ahead of my schedule, so we're kind of 4 weeks ahead of schedule now than I was originally anticipating with these birds going outside. So we kind of have to get on the chicken coop, unfortunately, and this is all going to be at the same time where everything is going to be planted out as well. I was really hoping that my original plan was scattered enough, which if my original plan would have gone to plan at all, everything would have been a lot more scattered. But you know, things don't go as planned, but everything's still doing really well. So I will take it. I still have chickens. That's cool, but we really got to get on the chicken coop because these guys will go out beginning to mid-May now instead of beginning to mid-June. I'm kind of taking this how I took gardening, one day at a time, learning as I go. My sister does keep chickens, so if I have any problems, I can give her a call, which is really, really nice. She's actually getting into my hobby this year, which is gardening. So I have hundreds of plants behind me. I have all my fans off at the moment, or you really would not be able to hear me. We have been doing a lot of circulation of air because with how big these plants are getting and how many there are, there's been a lot of humidity, especially being in the basement. So yeah, everything has definitely taken off since doing all of that up-potting. And I do want to show you guys how the plants are looking. So let's do that. All right, so we have the tomatoes, which some of them look absolutely phenomenal. The stem is really thick, beautiful, but I'm still experiencing a little bit of leaf curl, unfortunately, which it probably is because I've been letting these just completely dry out for the last week. I wanted the roots to stretch. So one thing to note with tomatoes is if you kind of let them go a little bit without water, don't let them go dry out. You don't want these to die. But if you stress them a little bit, the roots will spread even faster, having a better root system. So keep that in mind even when you put your plants outside. It's one of those things where you can really get some beautiful plants out of it. But that's one of those things where you can do the same thing with every plant and you're always going to have some that just don't look that pretty. So we have a few more tomatoes over here that I'm waiting to water. All of these are being watered at the moment. So we have some loofahs. These are really starting to branch and take off. These are some San Morzano tomatoes. We have all the pink celery down here, which I'm actually thinking I'm going to probably put these out under frost fabric because celery can be slightly frost tolerant. And since we're in that window of the last few weeks and these guys are massive, I either might harvest the outside leaves, the outside stems, or I might put them outside. So let me know your opinion if you've grown celery. I've never got them this big inside, so I'm kind of unsure which direction would be better on that. Then up here we have the second round of cayennes and also paprikas, which still did not germinate all that great. We have a handful of them though. I'm still waiting on this white sage to germinate. Can take up to 6 weeks, which we're starting to get in that window where I might need to replant that. But we have all of this blue planet. All the peppers look really, really good. You can tell that they were starting to stress out a little bit. They were starting to turn a little purple in the leaves, but now that everyone's transplanted, again, everyone's bouncing back. I have officially fell in love with purple basil. Let me get look how beautiful that purple basil is. I've never grown purple basil, so I'm really excited about that. Blue spice basil and regular Genevieve basil as well. And then down here we have some zinnias. The nasturtiums are looking so pretty. So I am obsessed with variegation, and this is an Alaskan, is it just a mixed Alaskan variety that's variegated, and it's just absolutely beautiful. It did really well for me last year. I started a few, and then I'm going to direct sow a few. Then we have some chamomile, a handful of lettuce, onion chives. That's echinacea. We have some yarrow. The yarrow is really starting to explode now that it's potted up. We also have some calendra over here that's really starting to take off, and then marigolds back there, and then again more tomatoes. Oh, I almost forgot. I have some soil blocks left of some celery I'm starting, and then I'm also going to start a bunch of kale for all that juicing I was talking about the other day. So now that all of these have been up potted last week, which took 4 days, it was absolutely exhausting. Again, note to future breed, do not start your tomatoes until the first week of March, girl. Okay, moving on. So I did not want my tomatoes to get this big. Definitely not. Up potting all of these plants took about 3 days. It took 4 days, but I will say 3 days because I could have got it done in 3 days, but then I was just not wanting to finish it on day 3. It was a lot of work. My hand hurt. But now that all of it's up potted, I really don't have much to do other than make sure these are watered, which is really nice. I can focus on the baby chicks for the next few weeks, and then spring really gets a hold. These will be transitioning outside, which will be a lot of work, especially since I have to take them upstairs from my basement and bring them back in every single day. This is where a greenhouse would be really handy, especially on the scale I have now gotten to. But anyway, I wanted to end today's video by simply saying thank you to everyone who has subscribed to this channel. I recently was able to monetize my YouTube channel, which was a goal of mine starting 6 years ago, which I cannot believe. It's definitely been a long one in the making, but I can't believe I finally hit that milestone, which is very, very exciting. And I just wanted to say a special thanks to you guys for believing in this channel, supporting my channel, and watching as I grow. So I'm really excited to dive deep into the 2022 year here in the next coming weeks. There's going to be a lot going on. We are really entering the garden season now. Who even knows? I mean, I kind of take everything as it comes, like these chickens. I'm now a chicken owner, guys. I now have a mini farm in my basement. So with that being said, I have some stuff I gotta go do today. But thank you guys so much for joining me today. I'll see you all next week. Bye!